Hi friends, Cassie here, and today we are going to be making some jack-o'-lantern keychains just like this little guy right here. So make sure you register to get your craft kit and keep watching to learn how to make it. When you're ready to get started on your keychain, the first thing you need to do is prep your keychain. So I'm just going to pull out my little instructions. I'm going to pull out my GIMP and my keychain ring. So what you first want to do is put your GIMP and fold it in half. Straighten this, and I'm gonna fold it in half. So I have my loop here. I'm gonna put it through my keychain ring, and then I want to get my two ends and make sure they're straight and put it through the loop, and then you're going to pull and knot, and this makes a knot, and you're gonna just pull it nice and tight. So on your bag you'll have a piece of duct tape, and what you're gonna do is you're going to duct tape down your keychain ring, because that's going to make it much easier to pull and make it as tight as you need it. So keep folding it over on it. I'm gonna put this nice and flat. I'm using my table at work. If you don't have a table, you can always use a clipboard. You want it on something nice and sturdy though, so it makes it, you know, really easy to pull and yank on this and make it nice and tight while you're making your keychain ring. Okay, so now that I have this prepped, I like to prep out my beads. So I'm going to carefully pour my beads out. What I like to do is I have this picture graph to kind of go off of, but I like to set them up sideways, because when you're making it, you know, you tend to knock things around. So I'm gonna set it up so my jack-o'-lantern is sideways, and I like to make sure I leave space between each line. So just like so. And then next I have orange. So I have 2, 3, 2. So I'm just gonna finish setting this up, and once that's done, I will come back so we can see what to do next. Okay, so over here I have my jack-o'-lantern beads set up. It looks weird, but that's what I find works for me. And now I'm going to get started making my jack-o'-lantern. So I have this nice and tight, and I'm gonna take my left piece and I'm gonna put my first bead through, and then I'm going to take my right string, I'm going to weave that through the same bead, and then I'm going to pull each string in the opposite direction. See, and that's what happens when you let your string go, it knocks your beads over. I'm gonna pull it nice and tight, and you want to try to keep it as even as possible. Now my next one has 3, and I mix these up. That's what happens. The next one has 3, so I'm going to again put them through my first string, 2, 3. And I'm going to take my right string and loop it through, weave it through all 3 beads. I'm going to take each side and pull it, try to keep it nice and even, and then pull it nice and tight. And usually once I do each line, I like to, you know, fix it and make sure it's straight and tight. So I'm going to keep weaving and doing my next row, and I'm going to speed it up so you can keep watching to follow along. Once you get to this point, we just need to tie off each end in a basic knot. And I find it easiest to remove your tape and kind of do it up in the air. So you're going to want to still keep it tight. You don't want to let it get loose. And make your circle to loop through. And you want to kind of try to keep it as close to the bead as possible. So I kind of like to push it along over here, and there we go. You can always kind of scooch it further towards the bead. So there's that one. Now I have to do the opposite end. And once this side's done, knotting this end is much easier, because you don't have to worry about it getting loose on your opposite side. I'm just kind of pushing it towards the bead and knotted. All right. If you find that it's a little too loose, you can always go back in. You can either, GIMP is pretty forgiving, you can kind of push it to unknot, or even pull it apart. It's pretty thick. Or you can always just do a second knot right in front of it, which is what I'm going to attempt. I'm gonna put it right in front of there. It's extra tight. I think I'm gonna do it on the other end as well. I have enough extra left over. I can do a double knot, so then I don't have to worry about it coming apart. And I'm gonna just snip my ends. And there you go. Our jack-o'-lantern keychain is finished. I hope you have as much fun doing this as I did. Bye.